Unless you are already rich, you object to being rich. Let me prove my point. You see a beautiful home, you're driving through a beautiful subdivision of beautiful homes, and you wonder, how do they make this kind of money to be able to afford this kind of house? I could never do that. Here's another example. You see somebody walking and they're just so fit in the store, and you think, man, I wish I had started long ago. I'll never look like that. I can never be that fit or that healthy. Or you look for, you start taking inventory. There's a car. I'm ready. I wrote down my little examples here, but even you see this really fancy car, Maserati or something, and it's like, how did that SOB afford that? Like, how did they get that? And not only that, but that SOB, that's kind of a funny thing my grandfather used to always say. How did they also get that beautiful girl or that wonderful husband, that perfect family? I could never have that. Like I never had all of that. And this is your self-talk. This is, and do you feel good about yourself when you think these things? Because these people that the home and the people who have the home and the car and that look very healthy from the outside looking in, all of this and these beautiful lives, what do they represent to you? They represent abundance. Abundance in health, abundance in finances, abundance in relationships, abundance. And if you don't have that, if you're not rich, then you object to being rich and you object to having those things, period, plain and simple. And I just proved my point, because your self-talk is telling you that you'll never have that, or how did they do that? And you could never do that. You could never afford that. So that right there is a stability moment. We talk about stability moments. Like, this is important. I'm kind of going in a different way with this one, and I'm going to go deeper, because I love my stability moments. Because here's what you can do. First, yes, you can take a big pause, and the pause is your power. There's an awareness. What are you aware of? You're aware that your self-talk is negative, and it's limiting, and it's stopping you, and it's sabotaging you. That's what you are aware of. So I want you to tell yourself right now, I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to listen to Lenny, because she's going to tell me why I'm not rich and how to do that. And I am. Because when your energy is stuck in your self-talk of lack, of scarcity, that's what you get. You're not available for what's already yours. So let's talk about, if you ever watched the movie The Secret many, many moons ago, if you ever read the books by The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, or The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price, or The Master Key System, which I read forever, by Charles F. Hannell. Most of these, from the 1910, 1920s, about how to get rich. Not John Randolph Price. His was, I think, 2010. So these books all say one thing. All abundance books, all books on how to get rich. There is one thing that they will always tell you, and that is you have to have a wealthy consciousness. You have to have a wealth consciousness. You have to have a health consciousness. You have to have a relationship consciousness, a good relationship consciousness. You have to have that, and then it comes to you. The problem has always been, how do you have that consciousness? That was my problem. I watched The Secret. I went to the mailbox every day for 30 days. I'm going to have $1,000, because that's, that's what I did. I was like, $1,000 is going to come to me, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to believe, and I'm going to go. And every single time I went to that mailbox, there was like this little niggle. First, for the first 3 or 4 days, there was excitement. That could happen for me. Maybe that could happen for me. There was always a, maybe that could happen. And then after like the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or the 7th, I started trudge to the mailbox and started really not believing. I probably didn't even go 30 days. I probably went like 10. And the $1,000 never came. Why? Because I didn't have an abundance consciousness? Yeah. And maybe it wouldn't have come to me that way. But had I believed, if I had that abundance consciousness rather than a lack consciousness, because when I started going, I started thinking, well, maybe that could happen for me too. That sounds so magical. That sounds so exciting. And I was so full of it from watching that movie that there was that external motivator, that was not coming from within. That was not coming from what I believed. So, oops, I think I just hit the microphone. So that abundance consciousness, we'll see how far we get here, because I am going to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you that I have a 40-day, John Randolph Price created a program called the Prosperity Plan, the 40-day prosperity plan. And he also called it 40 Days to Abundance. And I have been leading a group. I first took the one with another group, and then I started my own. And we are now, today, as I record this, we are in day 11. And from every day, there are 10 statements. And we say 1 through 10. So we go days 1 through 10, saying statements 1 through 10. And then on day 11, we repeat statements 1 through 10. So 11 to 20 are 1 to 10. And then we do that 2 more times, and that's the 40 days of abundance. And the reason that I wanted to do it is because I understood a very big secret about getting that consciousness, that abundance consciousness, and changing that permanently, rather than just, I probably should have started the video with this because I may have lost people already, but I'm going to tell you something, and I hope you share this, because it's neuroplasticity. It's what I teach, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Neuroplasticity, the brain is plastic, it's malleable, it changes. It changes shape, it changes form. And the programs that you have running right now, if you're not already rich, it's because something has stopped you. And it's not you, your name, whatever your name is, it's not you. It's your programs that are running. The programs that you received so nicely from your parents, your teachers, from 0 to 7, and then again from 7 to 14, a little different. 0 to 7, you're just a sponge. 7 to 14, you're taking things in, but you're also contributing to those programs. After that, you become your master programmer. And then anything that's repeated keeps coming to you, keeps getting wired in if you allow that, from friends to anything at all, anything that's repeated. The news, a cool saying to say, like, oh, that's epic. And then you hear it everywhere. That's epic. And then you start saying, that's epic. And then pretty soon everything is epic. And then you just say it, you just say it anytime, and you don't even realize you're saying it anymore. Because you repeated it so often, it became a program, and you just say it. That's amazing. Or any of the things that you just say. You don't even know you're saying them. This is called rewiring the brain. And the reason that I'm tying this to abundance is because to have an abundance consciousness is a matter of repetition. That is the number one rule of neuroplasticity, and that's repeat, repeat, repeat. Why? Because the more that you repeat something, the more that it gets wired into your brain and becomes a default, and it prunes the other programs that are, say, negative when you're focused. So if you want to be abundant and you do this 40-day program that John Randolph Price created with his 10 statements, then pretty soon you're repeat, repeat, repeat. And then you start to believe in that abundance consciousness. You don't start to believe in it, you start to become it. It's that easy. And this is why that I say that if you're not rich, you have, what did I say? If you're not rich, you object to being rich. And that would be your programs, not you, but your programs object. They tell you you'll never have enough. You grew up poor. Everything that the people who have it, they're the wealthy people, they got it because they have a silver spoon in their mouth, or they cheated, or they're crappy people, or so whatever it is about rich people, or that you'll never have it because you never learned how to be rich, or some people are more fortunate than others. Whatever the programs, whatever the things that you tell yourself about being rich, those are your programs telling you, I object to being rich. And that's why I say that. And so I'm going to invite you to come to the 40 days of abundance. And today is day 11, so you can start. And you can also start on day 21 and day 31, and then just continue with the replays after that the whole program finishes. And you can start for free that 40 days. So the whole 40 days you can do totally free. So here's the deal. I'm going to put it inside. I'm going to put the link to the program in the description. And I really hope that you'll join me. I really hope that you'll sign up, because you the person, you with your name, like me, Lenny, you don't object. You want to have wealth, true wealth, in your health, in your relationships, in your finances. You want to have that because you want to have a beautiful home and all the comforts of home and all the nice things and the nice cars. And you want to help your family. You want to be able to pay off their mortgage, or pay off yours, but you will already have paid it off. And you want to help others. And that drives so many of us. What stops so many of us is our programs. And this is why the 40 days, what John Randolph Price said, and he has a book on Amazon, the Abundance Book, a small little, in fact, it's right here, small little book, diminutive sized. And that book can be life-changing if you do the program. And you can do the program with me and with the 17 others. So I hope that you will go to the link and join us in the description and start to rewire your brain, because it's first rewire the brain, and then why 40 days? 40 days, 40 nights. Does that sound familiar? Jesus in the desert. It is to shift the consciousness. It takes about 40 days to shift your consciousness. And you start shifting your consciousness when you shift your self-talk, your programs. And your programs create your beliefs. Your beliefs create your attitudes about things. Your attitude or your attitudes about things, that creates your emotions around things, your feelings. And your feelings and emotions, that creates your behaviors and your actions. And your behaviors and your actions create your results and the outcome. And that chain, that's a chain that you can go all the way to your results and go to your programs and see exactly why you are where you're at, and why you don't believe if you're not rich, why you object to being rich, why you're not rich. And it's only because your programs have stopped you by what you believe about the wealthy, what you believe about yourself in being wealthy. It's your programs. So I invite you to join me. And that's a stability moment, right? Oh my gosh, we're going to breathe through that one. It's like, okay. And your self-talk, what did I say for the self-talk today? I wrote something here. Let's just say this. I didn't write it down on my notes here. So I'm going to give you your self-talk. Your self-talk is, I can be abundant. Rather, let's do it this way. I am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundant. If you walk through this program with me, these 40 days, free. If you do that for yourself, you will understand when I say, I am abundant. You will not only think that you're saying that, you will become that. So I invite you to join me, and you will see there when you follow the link that you have a choice to start for free or to pay $197. And the $197 is because you know that you're going to make more than $197, and you're going to share that magic with what I put together for you. You're going to love what I put together for you. And, or you can just start free. And if you don't make 197, I think you will, then you don't pay anything. And you just keep going, because at some point, it's just a matter of that repetition. And then you will create an abundant consciousness rather than a consciousness of lack. How did they get so lucky? I'll never have that. Those thoughts will be gone. Your default will be what you can do and what can be done. And that I promise. If you do this, if you repeat it, and if you are very focused on it, you cannot rewire. You cannot not rewire your brain. Your brain is here to first protect you or keep you alive. And that's the first, its first job. And the second is one that people just don't understand. I didn't understand, and I can tell you more of that story another time. But I didn't understand the power. I understood neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself until you take your last breath, meaning the neurons, new neural pathways that it can create. It was used in the Olympics. The Olympians used that. The winning teams used that to rewire their brains so that they'd win. And those who did it did, because they believed, because they rewired their brain to believe. It's a very simple thing to do. And daily, it takes about 20 minutes for this particular thing. Other things are even less, but for this particular program, it's about 20 minutes. So I invite you to join me, and I hope that you will bring a friend along, have them sign up to do it with you so you can keep yourselves accountable. You can start today, or you can come back on day 21 or day 31 and then just keep going with the replays after that, or on your own. All the instructions are there on how to do it. So why not? Why not decide for once in your life to take the time to choose to change your consciousness to one that serves you rather than one that stops you, holds you back, sabotages you, and a consciousness of lack, of scarcity, because that's prevalent across the world. And it's only because of programming. We were programmed by people who were programmed by people who were programmed. And we get to stop that cycle. You get to stop that cycle with yourself first, and then, if you so choose, with your family. Until then, you can get so abundant You'll have fun, and people will want to know what you did to change your life around from where you are, from being a postal worker or doing whatever it is that you're doing. I say postal person because I just met with one. Whatever it is you're doing, you'll be doing what you want to do, and you'll be making the money that you want to make, and you'll have the health that you want to have, and you'll have the relationships that you want to have. And if you think this is too good to be true, then try it. Try it. Why not? For 40 days. Why not try it? Try it for 10 days. If you don't like it for 10 days, drop off. No big deal. It was free to start. I love you so very, very much. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. And we'll see you in the 40 days of abundance. Bring a friend. Ciao.